All right, all right, all right. What's going on, my beautiful kings and queens? It's your boy, Coach Johnny M. Listen, how you guys doing? God bless you. I know I haven't been here for a while, but I'm gonna start a new series. You know why? Because a lot of people don't really know how I got to where I am now, right? Like, what did I have to go through in life? Where I started. I don't know if you guys saw my last episode, episode one was Who's Coach Johnny M, right? And I spoke about a little bit about my childhood, where I come from, how I went from, shelters and projects, and I took a little vacation. And no, it wasn't that type of vacation where there was beaches and palm trees. It was a vacation where there's only two things you could have done, which either work out or read. And as you can tell, I don't like to work out. So I did a lot of reading, and that's kind of where it shifted my whole mindset, right? Now, this episode, of course, it's about why is it that regardless of everything that I did, right? Regardless of all the systems, all the programs, um, everything before that I invested in, that I put my time, money, and effort into, and it just didn't work out, right? And I was like, you know what? There's a lot of people out here now that are actually going through the same thing. They're actually going through the programs. They're actually going through the systems. They're trying to build companies. They're trying to figure out how to start an LLC. They're trying to figure out how to buy land. They're trying to figure out how to leverage the bank's money. They're trying to figure out how to build a huge organization and how to build a team. But they keep failing, right? But I'm telling you right now, you're failing forward, right? You're not failing backwards, you're failing forward, because at the end of the day, um what we've been through, we learned something, right? So what we did in the other companies, we learned from those companies, right? um Likewise, I've been in thousands of trading companies, and I'm talking about way back, and I don't even know if I'm allowed to say some of these names, but I'm gonna say them anyways, right? So I'm talking about IML, right? Way back, IML, Kaizen. I was part of Global Visionary, right? We did Blue Empire, we did Epic, we did Tradera, we did Real Rise was so dope. Raphael, man, listen, you should have kept going with Real Rise. Rafael Vargas, my guy, right? So listen, it was so much that we did with when it comes to trading, because I love trading. And then the fact that we can help people come business, we can help them trade, and we can get a little piece of that pie. I was with it. Why not? Listen, we go to Burger King and we have a burger. We go to restaurants. We watch shows on Netflix. We do things and we talk to people about it, but we never get paid, right? At least on the online space, if you like something and you talk about it, you get compensated, right? The company's like, hey, listen, thank you for sharing. Let's give you a little something in return. That's why I love the online marketing space. And I would never do nothing else but online marketing when it comes to generating a fast income, right? So, but for a long time, and I'm going to talk about years, right? A lot of people see the success. They see the finish line. They see, when the money is here. They see, you know, everything. And it's really called the overnight success to some people, but was it really overnight, right? For instance, me, I started this journey many, many years ago, right? Many years ago. So my overnight is years and years and years of struggling, years of investing, years and years of wasting money. I'm not gonna lie, we waste money. We waste lots of money here, right? So years of wasting money, years of arguments, years of being upset, years of trying, years of not moving forward, but just falling forward, right? Failing forward. Um, I've had everything from digital companies, marketing agencies. I did a lot of things, a lot of ventures, guys. I'm 44 years old right now, right? I started this journey in my early 30s, late 20s. 44, and finally, my overnight success happened. It took me many years. So think about it. For that period of time, I was broke. I was broke, but broke in a way where I didn't have two pennies to rub together. Believe it or not, you see me a couple years ago. I'm going to go back about 4 or 5 years ago, right? 4 or 5 years ago, I was sleeping in the vehicle. I was sleeping in blue. Believe it or not, I had a 2010 Kia Forte Coupe. one of my favorite cars in the world, and I'm gonna get blue back eventually. But I was sleeping in blue about 4 years ago. So just imagine. I didn't give up though. I didn't stop. I just kept moving forward and kept learning. And yeah, it felt like a cycle. It felt like a cycle. Um, and one of the major things I'm going to tell you right now that kept me behind the line, kept me broke, is following people. Right? I followed certain individuals that would say, "Hey, we're going to join this. We're going to do this. We're going to first 300 people. Oh, we're going to come over here. We're going to do this. First 500 people are going to get placements and this and that." I did that for so long, right? Not knowing that I had my own skill, not knowing that God gave me my own identity. God gave me a tongue and a voice, right? God said, "Why are you following these people speaking to you when I gave you the power of speech? You just need to use it." Because, like, Johnny, people will follow you and you have the experience. You have the experience. You came from nothing and you made something. And then along that way, you build a character, and every day, every year went by. It's like I was getting ready for war, right? In the medieval days, you would put your arm plate on, you put your shoulder plates on, you put your leg plates, you put your mesh on, your helmet, your sword, right? That was me throughout the years, putting on this armor of Christ, right? God has always been my main leader, my main mentor, my character. I'm from royal blood. I am from royal blood. We are descended from greatness from God, right? So throughout these years, I've been putting on these armors to fight these battles for you guys, right? To teach you guys, hey, listen, I'm a kid that came from a shelter, from standing in the soup kitchen line, from figuring out if we're gonna eat tonight, from projects, like, oh man, it was crazy. Like what you guys see in the movies, that's where I come from. That's the lifestyle we lived, right? To make it to where I am today. And to be honest, I am grateful. And you know, this right here, this right here, listen, basic instructions before leaving Earth. That's what the Bible stands for. Basic instructions before leaving Earth. This right here is what kept me going because I had the instructions on what I needed to do for everything that I do. If I'm depressed, sad, anxiety, if I have a question, if I'm unsure, I'm going to look for a chapter or a verse in the Bible that's going to be similar to the problem that I'm going through. And the Bible is going to tell me, Johnny, just do this. Okay. But one of the main reasons I stood broke for so long is because I followed the wrong people. I listened to the wrong mentors. I tried to do something that they did, right? Like, that's not me though. That's not you. That's not us. It might work for them because that path was for them. We're not supposed to go through that door. God got a different door for us over here, right? And then the thing is that we try to be people that we're not. We see people online, we see people making money, we see people with the fancy cars, big houses, and we want that. And we're like, I want to be like them. Instead of saying, God created me to be just as great as them. God gave me my own image to be like them, but greater. Greater. You always got to put yourself on a higher pedestal. I put myself, listen, I put myself way up here. But even when I was way down here, right? Even when I was sleeping in blue, people wouldn't know that I was sleeping in my vehicle around the corner from the barbershop that I used to work at. Because when I walked in with an energy that was like, this guy's the happiest person in the world. Nobody can match my energy. The happiest person in the world, not knowing that I was struggling. You know how I used to eat with the money I used to make the day I was cutting hair. If I made $25 cutting hair, I'm gonna have a $10 meal. That's all I'm gonna eat that day. That's it. Because the rest had to go to to pay for the blue, for gas, to stay warm at night, right? So I could only use like $10 of that money. And I had to pay my chair on top. Man, come on, right? So it wasn't that whole fake it till you make it thing. It's that I knew my greatness was coming. I felt my greatness. I've been different. I was born different, right? And then I started working for one of my brothers. He had a great idea, great concept. Johnny, let's collaborate. Let's open up a custom sneaker store in Solomon Palm Mall. Great idea. Listen, the day I went to go check out the mall, it was back to school, so it was busy. Cool. Malls are dying though. That's the problem. Malls are dying. Um, and we tried the concept, we tried it, and there's nothing wrong. Listen, there's nothing wrong with trying stuff, guys. You have to try because you're never gonna know what's gonna happen if you don't try, right? So we went there, and it was, you could only make money if the store is making money. So lots of money got invested. InStyle Kicks was dope. Shout out to my brother. He's doing an amazing job. He too is, you know, um seeing that the trend of retail, the trend of the retail world is changing, right? It's really changing. A lot of people right now are doing that, what's it called? The live selling, right? The live selling is blowing up, like TikTok Shop or whatnot, or whatever it's called. People are making millions of dollars, thousands of dollars live selling stuff right now. Like that's the way that the retail world is going, right? Everything is online. I wish my brother nothing but love, success. Him, his wife, his beautiful children. I love them to death. But the store wasn't working, right? It wasn't working. So I had to step away. God told me, step away. I'm gonna be honest with you. I prayed about it for a little bit. I fasted, and God was like, listen, there's a door over here I need you to go check out. So I'm all about logistics. I'm all about traveling. I would not get lost. I can go anywhere once and I will remember how to get there. I've been a driver. I've always been into logistics. So we tried everything else. God said, I need you to check this door out. So I went over there, and what I saw was DRD Brothers, Direct Route Delivery Brothers, right? This is my logistic company, right? So I saw that. God gave me the vision, and God is like, this is what you're supposed to be doing right now, this point of time. Like we had your life set out. You had your identity set out. I have your life path set out. But for some reason, you're here, right? And then the identity I gave you is over here. So when I looked and I saw my logistic company, I was like, wait a minute, time out. Let me get back into logistics. And of course, one thing turned to another, to another, to another. And then I met some amazing people that spoke to me about energy, right? And how huge energy is. And I fell in love with it. I fell in love with solar farming. I fell in love with all of it. Energy is not going nowhere. So if you're involved in the energy industry, please don't give it up. Please don't give it up because there's a lot of data centers being created. We're going to be the number one capital of cryptocurrency, even though the crypto's all over the place, but there's data center. AI is blowing up. And to use Chat GPT, it takes about a whole neighborhood. It takes the same amount of energy to power up a whole neighborhood to use Chat GPT, right? So with all this AI stuff happening, you need to get into the energy industry. I'm telling you that right now. I have, Top Player Energy Edge, which is an energy advisor. What is an energy advisor? Well, my energy advisor company is basically to connect with the people that are giving you the lowest supply of energy when it comes to kilowatts. My job is to learn how you can save with X, Y, and Z companies, right? So I collaborate with the best companies in your town and in your city that's going to give you the best rates for the longest time. Not no fixed rate. It's going to be a set rate for 15, 20, 30, 40 years, whatever it might be, at the lowest possible that they can offer. That's why I'm number one in 17 states, because I collaborate with these companies and they know that I'm going to bring them the right customers, right? And I get paid for every single customer. All right. And the number is crazy, right? So you get paid for every single customer. Energy, listen, people will pay their light bill before they pay anything else, especially women, right? Women will take it because you want your kids to have those devices, right? Those devices, your cell phones, your things got to get charged. The food in your fridge, electricity is huge. get into an electricity, anything, any party of being part of the energy world, be part of it. How did I become part of the energy world? By becoming an energy advisor, right? I'm an energy advisor to a company called Think Plus Energy, Smart Energy. These people got they got smart thermometers to help you regulate your heat. They tell you like, hey, the heat's gonna change, it's gonna go up and down, and then we got smart software that tells you like we're gonna beat the competitor. It's insane. We got AI. We got AI grid, right? AI home battery grid. This is listen. If you guys don't know, you're gonna be able to put a battery in your house. I'll put a battery in my house. Our neighbor will put a battery in their house, right? And if the world shuts down, we have stored energy we can share with each other on an AI grid, right? So I'll share with you, you share with him, and we could keep our neighborhood going because we all have AI energy battery that shares on an invincible grid. It's crazy. The future of energy is crazy. Um, think about it, it was on the monopoly board, right? The energy company was on the monopoly board. Everything that makes money is on the monopoly board. The trains, logistics on the monopoly board, right? Water is a huge thing. Water is the number one consumed beverage in the world. Number two is coffee, right? So water, like it's on the monopoly board. Taxes, of course, taxes is crazy, but so is electricity. That's why I love. If you ever want to get plugged in with it, reach out to me. Reach out to me if you ever want to get plugged in to become an energy advisor. Just know that if you get 100 customers, you're getting paid from 100 houses. Contracts are 5, 10, 15, 20 years long. So that's residual income, generational wealth. Because if something happens to me, everybody that's underneath a contract that I plugged in, that goes to my children, right? So we did all that. And then finally, God said, Johnny, you have to launch the royalty lifestyle movement, which is blew up. Absolutely amazing. It blew up. Um, because I have so much skills that I built and picked up throughout the years, right? Remember, I started in my late 20s, early 30s. I picked up so much skills, and we decided to make royalty lifestyle movement with everything else that we have in a way that you can't lose, right? So what's the first thing if you have a business, right? If you have a business, what do you need for your business to run? You need customers, you need consumers, right? Every huge enterprise out there, every huge company out there has a way of generating leads, emails, phone numbers. They do commercials, they ads, text, whatever it might be. You need consumers and customers. So listen, if you do anything, if you have any business, right? I'm telling you right now, if you have any business, if you do online marketing, online affiliate, MLMs, whatever it is you're doing right now, if you have a product, if you're selling a book, if you have doing lotion, you're doing shakes, whatever it might be, you need customers and consumers, right? So I decided to collaborate with a company that gives me a software that I can share with the world to help them generate customers and consumers. I did a live the other day, one of my videos showing you, I had the whiteboard up here showing you how it works to take this AI software, market it once a day. I talk about Groovy. I call him Groovy. I talk about Groovy once a day. I put Groovy out there once a day. And people like you that have companies, that have businesses, that have softwares, that have products, that have services, that have books, that have courses, have communities, need to generate leads, right? So I share Groovy with people that need to get customers, right? So if you have a software that's going to help you generate 15, 16, 17, 18,000 leads per year, it is worth it because what you do is you take yourself and you put yourself in the front of the line of whatever it is you're doing, whatever program you're doing. If you don't know how to generate the leads, you're not going to be in front like those guys that I used to want to be like. They did it like that. They had the leads, right? So royalty lifestyle movement is number one, showing you how to get your leads because you can upsell your product on the back end, right? You already got these people's information. They're already in your system because they're interested in something that you're doing that you have. So you upsell your book on the back end. You give them a gift, then you upsell the book, right? You give them some value, you give them some knowledge, then you upsell on the back end. Okay, so we did that. So when you become Royalty Lifestyle Movement, you God was like, you got to launch this. So we're gonna help you learn how to generate customers, and there's money in there as well. Lots of money to be made in there. I know there's people making 5 to 6 thousand a week right now, so there's tons of money. And then from there, we'll take you to another system, which is becoming an energy advisor, what I just spoke about. And then from there, we'll take you to a system that you're gonna learn how to utilize the bank's money to buy land, buy houses, real estates, Airbnb. Let me tell you, I learned something dope the other day, right? And this is why you got to be with the right people. When you buy land, make sure you buy land that's wooded. Make sure you buy land that has mature oak trees, cedar trees, maple trees. Make sure that you buy land that has these trees already matured, because I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to be paying 90% of what that land costs, because you're going to sell the lumber that's on that land to lumber companies. They're going to come and take all that wood, all these trees from your land, right? So now let's say you're paying 100,000 for the land, right? You have $90,000 worth of wood on your land. You're gonna sell all this wood, so you really paid 10 grand for your land. Now you're gonna take the money that you're getting from selling the wood and you're gonna build your house. You're gonna build your house, right? And if you need some moolah, well, they teach you how to leverage the bank's money. Well, listen, when you get access to bank's money and you know how to do it the right way, I post about it all the time, right? What's the right way? Well, the right way is not taking $10,000 out and go buying yourself, go leasing and financing a car. That's what most people do. They'll you know what I would do? I would take $10,000, go get me a food truck, get that food truck up and popping, and then make 50,000 and go buy a car that I don't have to lease or finance, right? So now instead of taking 10 grand and buying a car that I'm paying for 30 years, I bought a food truck that in the first year generated me 50,000. I was able to buy my dream car and still have 40,000 profit. That's how you that's how you leverage the bank's money. Anyways, but we teach you how to do all that, right? And then from there, we take you to a platform where you invest, right? $500 get you into a beautiful spot. I mean, you can put up to 5,000, but you start with 500. And what happens is you get these signals twice a day that generates 1.2% growth, compound growth on that, right? So you can take $500, you trade that one day, that gets added. You get like 20 something dollars, you trade the next day, but it's compound interest. So it's whatever your account is that size, it's what you're getting 1.2% of, right? So you can make it to $1 million pretty fast. I want to say 24, 32 months or something like that. $500, you can get like something like that. Let me pull out my calculator real quick. I got a calculator somewhere. Uh, on the other computer over here. All right, let's go over here. All right, so where's my calculator? Yeah, so basically almost 3 years. Where in 3 years are you gonna make $1 million at? Where I have multiple contracts with. I have right now my net right now. Remember, it wasn't overnight success. Been doing it for years, but it feels like overnight success. So right now my net is because I have multiple contracts open, is about $2.2 million, right? So right now, $2.2 million within the next 24 months, which is good, which is good because people work 40 years and don't even make $1 million or get to see $1 million and touch it. So, the whole thing we decided to create the royalty lifestyle movement, God was like, listen, you've been to the worst, you've been in the gutter, you come from nothing and you made something, right? Your job, Johnny, is to take people from financially stressed to abundantly blessed. And I am so proud and so happy that God gave me this mission, right? It's not about money, it's not about status, it's not about that. Let me tell you, wealthy people don't care about status. Wealthy people care about comfort. Rich people, right? So there's a difference between rich and wealthy. Okay, there's a big difference between rich and wealthy, right? Rich people still want that status, still want people to see, hey, listen, I'm the guy with the money. I got the money. You guys are lucky you're seeing me dressed today because usually I'm in a gray t-shirt and jeans. That's it. Put me a gray t-shirt, jeans. I'm happy. I love that lifestyle, right? I'm super simple. Um, but wealthy is quiet. Wealthy is quiet. Most of these people that I network that are multimillionaires, you can't even tell that they're millionaires. You can't even tell that they're millionaires. Broke people show off, right? I was like that in the beginning because I come from nothing. So when I made a little something, forget about it. Everyone got to eat. Buying this, buying that, loaning here, loaning there, doing this, doing that. Now it's completely different, right? Now I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission for God. God wants me to take people from financially stressed to abundantly blessed. I have the strategy, I have the routine, it works. And you know how much it costs us? I'm gonna be honest with you. You know how much it costs us to get started? It costs us time. I'm not gonna lie, it does cost a little time, but it's gonna be a lot faster than the way I did it, right? Because of the structure. It costs us time. But when it comes to a value, it only costs us $25. I ain't gonna lie. It's right there. $25. Cycle once. Once you get into, you'll know what I mean by cycle. $25, cycle once, upgrade, core, VIP, investment. It's all a structure and a strategy, right? Right. Become advisor, grab some clients, take that money, build assets legally protect your assets, right? So we got lawyers in our pockets, right? So I can, like, we have little lawyers right in our pockets. We take out, and guess what? These little lawyers, they help us 24/7. They stay awake for us, right? So I'm gonna edit, see if I can edit this video, have a little man like standing in my hand, right? So we have lawyer, like, listen, everything is covered. Everything is covered. All you gotta do is just like follow the blueprint, right? And I stood broke for so many years because I didn't have a blueprint that I followed. All I did was follow people, right? And when you follow people, you are gonna probably be in the same situation as you was last year. Um, I lived year after year after year after year wondering why am I going through what I'm going through, right? I know you guys hear that phrase, instead of asking God, why are you putting through this? Like, what am I supposed to be learning from this, right? And for so many years, I didn't have a blueprint. I didn't have a structure. I didn't have a system. I had somebody else's. And it was working for them because they had the crowd, they had the audience, they already did that. But God said, Johnny, your voice is stronger than theirs. You come from a struggle that they will never be able to survive, right? Um, I put quotes out there every day, and one of my quotes is, I don't understand your excuses because I've been in your shoes. I've been in your shoes, and in their shoes, and in their shoes, and in their shoes. I've been there. I've been there. I've starved, starved. I come from a place where people tell stories about, and I don't want to cry or nothing, but you know, I come from a place that a lot of people don't make it out of. And I made it out of. I made it out of there. And I would never want my kids to ever understand that. My kids don't know nothing about my lifestyle, where I come from, how I lived. My kids will never know how soup kitchen food will taste. My kids will never know what it smells like in the back hallway and in the front hallway of a 25-story building of a project. They will never know that smell of the elevator, of the incinerator. They will never know that smell. They would never know how it feels to sleep on a concrete floor with nothing but your shirt bundled up as a pillow. They would never know that. My kids will never know what it smells like inside of a shelter. My kids will never know what it feels like to stand in line with your stomach rumbling, hoping and praying that they don't run out of food. And that's why my ambition, my hustle, my grind is unmatchable. Unmatchable. and I would never be broke. And you would never be broke. Just gotta follow the steps and the blueprints and follow people that's been there and done it and did what you want to do, right? It's simple. My man Brian Bean has a thing called simple. Simple stands for shift, increase, multiply, protect, and leverage everything. My boy Brian's the man. Now we're over here doing something else. Like we're trading, we're doing the copy and paste, right? We're doing all that now. Um, that and we got contracts over here and somewhere else. Like we have a lot of money flowing around. And I'm gonna tell you, if you're saving your money, you're doing yourself no good. No good. It's called currency for a reason. Money is supposed to flow. That's why it's called cash flow. You send your money out and you return money. You send $2 out, you get back four. You send $4 out, you get back eight. You send $8 out, you get back 16. That's how money is supposed to work, right, guys? So, you know, I want to take a quick moment and I want to say, listen, I love you. I was broke for so many years. I was physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially broke all at once. But you were never able to tell if I didn't tell you because God had a plan for me way bigger than what I expected. I was thinking small, God was thinking huge because God is huge, right? And when He has a plan for you, it's not small. Um, so we gotta give all glory to the man upstairs, and I want to take a second just to say, God, I want to thank you for putting me in a position where I had to struggle and stress and suffer, God, because I understand that the greatest people in the world do not become great without struggle. And I thank you on a daily basis that you put me through that life, that you made me where you made me and put me in a family that were struggling so I could understand the people that you're going to put in my path, God, because you want me to get somewhere. And on my way there, I'm going to meet some amazing people that are going to need this guidance, God. And I understand that today. I might have not understood that yesterday, God, or the day before yesterday, but I understand it today, God. And I needed to give these guys a message that are watching me right now that it is okay to be broke. It is okay to not have at the moment, God, because we know that at the end of the day, God, if we have you in our hearts and we put you first and we follow the basic instructions before leaving earth, and we understand that you gave us a vision so big that some people just won't understand, God. They won't understand that vision, God. But we have to understand that you gave us this vision. You gave us these dreams. You gave us this want that we feel uncomfortable every day. Like this is not it. We're not supposed to be here. And we know you gave us that vision. So even if we are broke today, we know that tomorrow your promise is real. Your promise of opening up the windows of heavens and pouring out your riches. We're going to be so abundant that we cannot have room in our storehouse to store it, God. Thank you, God. Thank you so much. Thank you, God. Thank you. And these people watching right now, God, put your hand on them, cover them, protect them, and let them understand that they're next. You're next. You're next. I'm so happy for you. You're next. Anyways, guys, that's it for today. Episode 2. I needed you guys to understand that, you see who I am, but I come from eating $10 meals daily. Like it happens. My success wasn't an overnight success, guys. Many, many, many years. Okay. So our next episode, I'm gonna drop it pretty soon, right? And it's called, you know, the day I realized that I was the problem. Episode 3, the day I realized I was the problem, will be up shortly, guys. I love you. God bless. Coach Johnny M. I love you unconditionally. You could find me on all social media platforms. If you want information on the royalty lifestyle movement, or if you want to move forward with our first step, our first phase, phase one, affiliate mentors, the link is going to be down at the bottom in the descriptions. It's $25 plug in. You're going to get a message from me directly. We're going to link up. We're going to plug in. I'm going to teach you exactly the strategy I've been using and I've been teaching my team to move forward and go from financially stressed to abundantly blessed. I love you guys. God bless you.